What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If this video was helpful or you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, leave down below. And thanks for watching my video. In today's video, we're going to be doing the unboxing and review of the Vevor battery charger. I just picked up from the Amazon shop. Right when I got out of the box, it comes with a power cord and the alligator clips and a couple eyelids. Now I believe this one was the 35 amp one. They have like 20 amp ones, I believe. This was like 60 bucks. Let's see if I get this dialed in right there. All right. Okay, one of the reasons why I bought the Vevor battery charger tender is, first of all, Vevor makes great products. They're really tech savvy. They're always innovative, and they're really great price. So you cannot beat Vevor. They sell them on the TikTok shop, eBay, Amazon. I picked this one up on Amazon for like 60 bucks. So, you know, we're gonna give it a try and see how it goes. Another reason why I bought that Vevor for I do a lot of battery projects, so I got an inverter here I bought off eBay. I did a review on that if you want to check that out. It's pretty slick. And then I got a marine battery, just a regular old one from O'Reilly's, I believe. Yeah, O'Reilly's. Yep, 520 it was. So that's the old style. Then if you come over here, the basement's a mess. So I was using this for a while. This is really nice one, an old 12-volt battery charger, marine style, and regular car one. Then I bought one of these, a smart charger. This does lithium, AGM, LiFePO, and it does repair. 12 and 24 volt also. So I got that because I do got one of these. I bought the Power Queen 100 amp hour LiFePO, and I converted it to 24 volts because I got a 24 volt inverter that I picked up off a guy on Marketplace. So I do a lot of. Then I got a 12 volt on-off switch. So I like to mess around with a lot of battery projects. It's good for a battery backup, you know. Especially when you got a deep freezer over here. The power ever goes out, you got to keep that going, you know. Keep your food fresh, so frozen. All right, we're going to check the battery voltage on this with my fluke meter. Okay. Let's see. This is showing 12.41 volts. So 12.4 volts. And let's get this battery charger hooked up. I'll be right back. Okay, I got it just powered up for the first time, and that's the display. Let me turn this light off so you can see it. So it does a little bit better in the dark. There we go. Now, I did read one of the complaints on this battery charger. It's very hard to see out in the sunlight. You can tell because it's got a digital display. But we got a lot going on here. So that's pretty cool display. Okay, some of the options it's got battery type. We go AGM, LiFePO, or lithium. You can go the volts. So it does 12 volt, 24 volt, and then amps. You can do auto, 10 amp, 20 amp, and 35 amp. So this is a 35 amp output max. And I believe it does 6 volts too. If you put it on, I thought it said that, but I didn't read it for sure. But then we can do maintain, dysfunction, I think that's the repair. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Dysfunction. And then force mode. That's the force battery. That's like a jump start. Make a dead battery draw current no matter what. And then the start stop. So let's get it hooked up. Let's see what it is. We'll see what it says. Like I said, this is an old battery from my old trolling motor. So they got nice, a lot of resistance on these clamps, which I like. It's got a lot of spring to it. Okay, black's negative, red's positive. Okay. Let's turn this light off so we can help you guys see what it does. Okay, we'll go 12 volts. We go AMG lead battery. Maintain. Oh, there's 6 volts right there. Okay, it does 6 volts. We'll go auto. Auto, and then hang on, let's see 1 second. Let's see. I want to see something once. Can't see with the light on. Okay, so it does do 6 volts. Okay, that's cool. So we'll go 12 volts auto. Let's put auto and see what it. We'll put auto. There, hit start. Pause and start. There it is. It's charging. The little meter right here, lit up. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then we'll double check my fluke meter too, just to see if it's. We'll see how accurate it is. Right now it's at 13.4. It does cycle off and on, whatever it needs. 13.4, 13.4. They match, so they're dead on. Cool. So that's a success there. That's pretty cool setup there. So we're gonna move over to the 24 volt system and hook that up and see how that goes. Okay, we're on to the 24 volt setup now on the 24 volt inverter. Okay, so this is my inverter. It's got a positive, negative coming off it. So the positive comes to this key on power, basically. So that feeds the positive to this one side of the battery. There's 2 batteries here, so positive here, and then the negative that comes off the side of the inverter goes to the other battery on the negative side. So you got your positive on one battery, negative on the other. So that's basically your 12 volts. Then you go over to this side, and it marries the positive with the negative, and that completes the circuit, the 24 volt circuit. Positive, negative, then the positive and the negative combine to make 24 volts. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. These are 10-year life, storage life batteries, shelf life. So Power Queen, I got them off eBay. Very, very strong batteries. Very light too. I think they're like 24 pounds maybe or something. But let's get this battery charger hooked up. All right, we're gonna show you guys how, just to make sure this works. Turn it on. Power's up. Turns on. There you got it. So we're on LiFePO 4 battery type. We're on voltage is 24 volts, and we put it just on auto on the amperage. Now I don't have a dead battery, so I can't do that defaultion. But maybe I'll try it and see if I can find one. During all that video, and I actually forgot that the battery type was still on a lead thing, so it was only for a couple minutes, so it wasn't hurting it. But I had to switch over to LiFePO, so make sure you check the battery type and the voltage. So yeah, it's a nice machine. All right, so I'm just showing you guys this other smart charger, that the first one I was telling you I bought. This one's pretty nice too. It's got a fan on it. I think the other one's got a fan too, but this one comes on right away. But this one you don't do nothing. You just click on the lithium, the lead, or the LiPo, or yeah, and then it automatically finds it at 24 volts right as soon as you plug it in. The same way on the batteries, positive, positive, negative, negative, and it finds it all. It tells you the temperature, 23 degrees Celsius. It's almost at 100% already. So this one's really nice too. This is the first one I bought. I like to have you. It's nice to have two battery chargers for backup on the lithium, just in case one goes out. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let this one sit there and charge. All right, we made it out to the garage. I do have 3 other batteries I have for core. They've been sitting out here for years. Let's check these batteries before I even turn it on. Let's see. Oops, make sure we don't got no battery voltage here. Let's see. 12.2. Wow, that's impressive. That battery's been sitting here for 2 years. It's a diehard. But let's see if it recovers. I'm sure if I put if I load test it, it'll probably die. Just because it has 12 volts don't mean it has a good load. Okay, let's see. Now that's what I was talking about, the sunlight. It's really hard to see this out here. Let's get this. Okay, let's see what we got. Battery type, we're going AGM lead. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna hit that defulsion. Hang on, I gotta do the volts. It's 12 volts. Then default. Okay, yeah, when you hit the defulsion, it's up here. All right, let's see what it does. It's doing its thing. 2.3 amps is bringing in. Let's hit that force mode once. Maintain. Okay. All right, let me check the meter. 13.2. So it is taking a charge. This battery's really dead. All right, let's get another battery out here and see. I got 2 more batteries over here, so let's check that one. I know one of them is completely dead. All right, we're pulling out the interstate one now. Let's check it. Let's see what this is. I'm really curious to see what this battery is. All right, this battery shows. Oops, I got hand. 10.1 volts. 10.1. All right. So let's pause it. Let's put the negative on the negative, red on the positive. Let's go into defulsion. All right. We'll see if it's forcing a charge. 13 volts. So let's check it with that. And then I'll come back here in a little bit. I'm gonna let it charge for a while. You know what I need to do? 10.8. So it's. Oops, hang on. One second. Okay, there it goes. 12.8 now on the battery charger. Okay, I'm gonna let that charge for a while. And then I'm gonna get my load tester. I'm gonna load test these batteries to see, cause I know I guarantee it that they're probably not gonna take a load. So I'll be back in a little bit here. That's the real challenge. All right, we got the old classic, the old snap-on analog load tester, carbon pile. vintage, but these are a true test. So let's hook up negative. Okay, this one shows 12, a little over 12 volts, which is good. Let's get the old test. Look at it drop. You're supposed to hold it for like 10 seconds. Bad. Look at that recovery. Didn't even make it back to 12. So that battery's pretty much toast. I'd be selling a person a new battery off that. So let's do this one right here. Let's see. So we're gonna put this one on there. It's always fun to mess around with these batteries. I've been doing it since I was just old enough to drive. I used to own a tow truck company. I used to buy and sell cars, and I always end up with batteries, and I just always... Okay, this one's got 9 volts. This one's really bad. Oh, that one's shot. So both these candidates are good to see if they recover. So, all right, let's get them on the charger again, and we'll return and see if they do recover from the Vevor Smart Charger. Okay, it's only been a couple minutes since I came back here. I was going to show you guys something. Look at the voltage on this thing. It's hard to read, but it's so dead. Look at it's drawn 16 volts off this battery charger on the defulsion mode right there. Oops, right there. So that is going to work out now. So let's try it, and I'll come back and we'll do another load test, and we'll see if it actually works or not. Good test, good test. All right, time to check up on it. It's been on there for about an hour and a half. It's still on defulsion mode. It's at 13 volts. Let's check let's see what we got on the old fluke meter. Oops, sorry, pause it. 13.6. Okay, let's turn it off, or let's pause it. That's nice it has a pause button on it. Okay, now let's check it with the fluke meter. All right, drop down to 12.6 volts. 12.46 volts. All right, the big test is the old analog tester. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's see if it even came back. You remember when we first started this, it was completely garbage. So this battery's been outside for, man, 4 years probably. So this is probably this is the max test you ever want to do. I'd be very surprised if it came back. All right, it's at 12. It's at 12. Let's see how it does. Wow, look at it. Came back to good. Wow. Let's go. All right. So that Vevor is working, guys. That's battery's been out there for over 4 years in the Minnesota elements. Winter, hot heat. Man. All right, let's put it back on there. I am really impressed. Boy, if you can't right there alone get your $60 worth on an old battery like that, on this $60 battery charger, man. All right, let's put it back on there. Let's see what we got now after the load. That carbon pile load tester is very strong. That will smoke a battery. That's how they used to sell batteries back in the old days. My dad said they smoke your battery and then tell you have to buy a new battery. All right, so that's it's at 11.9 volts. All right, let's continue on. Hit play. Wow. Ooh, she got some arc there. 12.5, 12.2. 12.2, all right. All right, we're back on. So that was like a little over an hour and a half test there. So we'll be, let's give it another hour and I'll come back and see if it holds a load we're trying to get the load. The load can't drop. When you do these load tests, you're supposed to hold them for like, 10 seconds, they say. This thing heats up in the back. But it's not supposed to drop below 10 volts on a good load. So the battery starts at 12. If it stays in that yellow, you're good to go. So we dropped down to about 5 volts. So we'll see. But that was actually not bad. Actually, it was starting to 6. And then after I held it for about 5 seconds, it went down to the yellow. So it is making a slow comeback. So we'll continue on shortly here, folks. All right, we're back. It's been about a little over 2 hours. Let's see what we're checking up on the old battery. It's still in dysfunction mode. So let's check the Fluke multimeter. Let's see what it does. Boy, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. It's really sunny out. Let me see. So it's 13.7 with the Vevor on. Let's put it on pause. Let's check it. 12.65. 12.65. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do the old load test. Grab the old snap-on load tester. The last time it dropped down to 6 on the load. Let's see what we got. Hang on. Oh, well, I think it was getting a reading before. There it goes. I got having a bad connection. Look at that. We're at 7 volts, and I've still got the button down on it, and it's recovered to about 11. Wow, it is really working for a 4-year-old battery that's been outside in the Minnesota weather. I'm talking the snow below 0, never even froze. That's the interstate battery. So I didn't have the connection very good on it. That's why I was like, oh no, I failed. No, it was just the machine. I didn't have the right clamp on it or the right connection. Oh, hang on, before I do that, okay, after that load, let's see what it digitally says. Just curious. 11.7. So we'll put it back on. Hit play. There it goes. Alright, we're back in action, folks. Alright, so I'm going to let it charge again. So it is slowly rebuilding that battery. I don't know if it's going to ever come back to like a usable battery, but it's sure a good test for the Vevor. So we'll continue on this journey and really see. I might try the Die Hard after that. So, I don't know. We shall see. Alright, here's a quick update on the LiFePO 24 volt system. I got that other smart charger going on this one. It's been going about the same time, about 2.5 hours. Remember, these charge really slow, but they rebuild the battery systems. These are BMS boards, battery monitoring systems. So they take a lot longer than a lead or AGM battery. These got circuit boards on the top of these batteries right here. So these got their own thing they do. They rebuild process. So we're almost at 100%. But there you go. This is a 20 amp. This is a nice charger too. I think I paid $50 for this one a few years ago when I bought these other batteries. So, yeah. All right, quick update on the Lithium It's the lithium batteries full. It came down here in the basement, it all shut down, fan turned off. So that was about 3 hours. They're about 3/4 full anyways, so they do go slow, but highly recommended. LiFePO 4. Get you some of that, folks. All right, we're back. It's almost 8 o'clock. We started this at 1:45 in the afternoon, give or take. So the Vevor is still clicking off and on. It's hard to see with that screen, but yeah, it's working. So let's do our test again, guys. Yeah, let's get it zoomed in a little bit. All right, let's pause it. Let's do our multimeter test. All right, let's see. The sun went away now, so all right, we're at 12.7 volts. All right, so now we're gonna do the old the big boy test. You know it. I'm really curious to see what this says. I'll show it to you guys. All right, let's see if we get this. Make sure we got this clamped on now. The terminals are kind of dirty from years of just sitting there. All right, here we go. We're at 12 volts. Look at that. There you go. That's working, guys. All right, you guys. Well, that's about as far as I'm gonna go with that battery. That's a really old battery. I'm not gonna try to bring it all the way back. It's just I'm maxed out, you know, for all the tests I'm gonna do with that interstate battery. It's a very old battery. I'm never gonna use it in neither one of all of those. So that we just want to put the Vevor battery charger to the test, and it passed. I highly recommend this, especially for the $60 it cost. I bought it on the Amazon. So Amazon.com. So yeah, I would for sure get you guys one, especially if you get the lithium ion batteries or the LiFePO 4 batteries, or you know, even the lead batteries like we just tried here. So absolutely, what a great test. If this video was helpful or you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, please leave down below. And thanks for watching my videos, and go check out my other videos. Until next time, peace.